US versus Brazil. Trump slaps 50% tariff. President Lula hits back, says, will not accept tutelage. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva on Wednesday, local time, warned of retaliation and condemned tutelage after United States President Donald Trump announced a steep 50% tariff on any and all imports from Brazil. The move, widely seen as linked to Trump's continued support for coup-accused former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, has triggered a diplomatic standoff between the two countries. Reacting strongly to Trump's remarks and trade decision, Lula on X said, "Brazil is a sovereign nation with independent institutions and will not accept any form of tutelage." He added that any unilateral tariff increases will be addressed in accordance with Brazil's economic reciprocity law. Lula also addressed the larger context of judicial independence and foreign interference in Bolsonaro's ongoing trial. The judicial proceedings against those responsible for planning the coup d'état fall exclusively under the jurisdiction of Brazil's judicial branch, and as such are not subject to any interference or threats that could compromise the independence of national institutions, he wrote. The announcement came shortly after Brazil summoned the US ambassador in Brasilia to protest a statement by the American embassy describing Bolsonaro as a victim of political persecution. Bolsonaro, who lost the 2022 presidential election to Lula, is on trial for allegedly plotting to remain in power after the President Donald Trump, who has repeatedly defended Bolsonaro, issued a fiery post earlier this week on his platform Truth Social, "Leave Bolsonaro alone. They have done nothing but come after him day after day, night after night, month after month, year after year." Lula called this an unacceptable intrusion into Brazil's internal affairs, stating firmly, "No one is above the law." The 50% tariff on copper imports, effective August 1st, is part of Trump's broader strategy to rebuild America's industrial base. In his announcement, he linked copper to national security and defense. Copper is necessary for semiconductors, aircraft, ships, ammunition, data centers, lithium-ion batteries, radar systems, missile defense systems, and even hypersonic weapons, of which we are building many. Calling copper the second most used material by the Department of Defense, Trump blamed past US leaders for weakening the sector and criticized the Biden administration's policies as thoughtless and stupid. According to US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, the administration has already collected $100 billion through tariffs and aims to reach $300 billion by December.